सत्य साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय।
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 मानस भज रे गुरु चरणम दुस्तर भव सागर तरणम।
शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे। शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे। शारदे शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे। शारदे शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे।
शंकर पूजित शारदे संतन वंदित 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 शारदे। वीणा वाणी शारदे विद्यादायिनी शारदे।
वीणा वाणी शारदे विद्यादायिनी शारदे।
वीणा वाणी शारदे विद्यादायिनी शारदे।
वीणा वाणी शारदे विद्यादायिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे हंसवाहिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे।
शारदे शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे।
शारदे वाग्विलासिनी शारदे।
शंकर पूजित शारदे संतन वंदित 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 शारदे।
वीणा वाणी शारदे विद्यादायिनी 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 शारदे।
शारदे शारदे हंस
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
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 Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
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 Janaki Vallabh Sita Ram,
Janaki Vallabh Sita Ram,
Janaki Vallabh Sita Ram,
Janaki Vallabh Sita Ram,
Bolo Ram, 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 Raja 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 Ram,
Avar Sariyu Sita Ram,
Avar Satyug Sita Ram,
Avar Sariyu Sita Ram,
Avar Satyug Sita Ram,
Ram Ram Jaya Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jaya Sita Ram,
Oh, Bolo Ram, Ram, Jai Raja Ram, 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 Jai Sita Ram,
Bolo Ram Ram Jaya Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jaya Sita Ram,
Bolo Ram, Ram, Jai Raja Ram, 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 Jai Sita Ram,
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram,
Ram, Ram, Jai Raja Ram, 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 Jai Sita Ram,
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram,
Ram, Ram, Jai Raja Ram, 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 Jai Sita Ram,
Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Bolo Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram, Ram Ram Jai Raja Ram, Ram Ram Jai Sita Ram,
सीता कृष्ण राधा विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
राम सीता कृष्ण राधा विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
राम सीता कृष्ण राधा विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
राम सीता कृष्ण राधा विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
मीरा के प्रभु गिरिधर नागर विठल रघुमाई जय जय विठल रघुमाई
विठल 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 विठला
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 ओ विठल 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 विठला
विठल 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 विठला
विठल 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 विठला
विठल 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 विठला
ओ विठल
Prem Pati Mahadeva ki jai. Sitaram, everybody. Let's start this evening with Arti. Let's all stand as we begin waving of the light, opening mantras, and then we'll continue in our program. Everybody put your hands together. Ladies, please cover your hair as we are about to start. We'll join together with the group as they will sing Arti for us. Ready? Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam deepam grihana devesham Trailokyatimidapaham.
रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद सुत सनकारि शेष ऋषारद परनि पवन सुत कीर्तिनि की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश चाहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन कोरस पुराण अष्टदश चाहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथ कोरस निजन धन संतन को सर्वस कार्य अंश सम्मत सबही की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुगत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी गावत संत शंभु भवानी और संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि पुंग बखानी आग भुषुंदी गरुड़ कियहि की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की कलिमल हरनि विषय रस भीगी शुभग श्रृंगार मूर्ति युवती की कलिमल हरनि विषय रस भीगी श्रृंगार मूर्ति युवती की डलन रोग भव भूरि अमी की कास मात सब विधि तुलसी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण
Ram Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram Jai 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 Ram Jai Ram.
Everybody, please continue to clasp your hands. And just a little bit, let's say some mantras together. Om Gajananam Bhutaghanadisevitam Kapeta Jambu Palachara Bhakshritam Umasutam Shu Kavinashkarakam Namami Viganeshwara. Let's think of Mother now. Ma, tonight we are in your celebration. And we are going to go into some wonderful discourses. Your children are going to learn, but with your blessing, it would be possible. Mother, with your blessing, from the youngest child to the most senior person, could walk away with some iota of information. Ma, bless your children tonight. Those that get the opportunity to celebrate this Ram Katha. Share your energy as we celebrate with prayer, puja being wonderfully done. Ma, may you allow us now the attention, the ability to understand and retain the discourse that is about to come. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Everybody. Om Namah Shivaya. One last time. Om Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Devotees, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Before we do Ramayana Sumiran, before we get into our discourse, I believe I have to share the mic. Trish, share the mic with somebody? Somebody saying something? On behalf of the temple, as they ready themselves, we welcome everybody tonight.
Sitaram, everyone. Jai Sitaram, everyone.
Sita.
Right, so it's so beautiful to see each and every one of you here tonight. On behalf of the members of the Triveni Mandir, let me take this opportunity to specially welcome our Vyasji for the next 3 nights and 1 day. Pandit, the very learned, very knowledgeable Pandit Keshav Gosain of Hindustan, and we are very, very blessed. You know, he has such a busy schedule, yet he took the time out to be here with us. So to you, Panditji, on behalf of the Triveni Mandir, welcome. This yajna is more than just a Ramayana yajna to us. It's a very, very special Ramayana yajna, where since 2019, we embarked on chanting the verses of the three Ramcharitamanas. And it's a bittersweet moment for all of us as we are now completing this. And this Ramayana Yagna is to commemorate this occasion of the completion of the members of the Triveni Mandir singing, chanting the beautiful, beautiful verses of the Sri Ramcharitamanas. So I thank you all for coming, and I know that Vyasji has a lot of beautiful knowledge to share with us from the Sri Ramcharitamanas. So enjoy. Jai Sitaram.
Everybody, let me sit up a little bit. Traditionally, we read our Sumiran before we start. Sumiran is just asking God. If we look at the definition, Ganesh Baba first, Devi Mata, Guruji, and then Sri Ram at the end. Let us ask permission why we are about to open our text. Please bless me that I must be able to listen and recall. Different people sitting in this audience, some people watching on TV at home, and different people will interpret the one discourse in 10 different ways. So the group that we have here and at home, you are asking God, dear God, to my karmic ability, when my devotion reach, help me to understand, help me to remember. It is a very personal prayer. The way a lady might interpret something, different to how a man or a child or compared to adult. So put your hands together. This is a very personal time. Dear Lord, I've come to listen to your katha. Bless me to do it. Put your hands together, close your eye, as we just do 2 verses.
Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
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 Jai Sumirat Siddhi Ho, Gananayak Karivar Varna, Jasu Anugrah Budhi Rashi
Shubha Guna Sarana.
Jai Gananayak Jai,
Vigna Vinashak Jai. Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Mukh Hoi Vacha,
Pangucharaya Girivar Garna. Jasu Kripa Sudaya, Dravau Sakala Kalimala Dana. Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai. Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Jai Gananayak Jai, Vigna Vinashak Jai.
Prem Solo Mahapati Mahadeva ki. I don't know how it operates in this temple. But let me be straightforward. Have you ever talking with children? Oh God, Baba, that same discourse again. Ramayana. Sri Ram fight, he bring back Sita Mata, Hanuman did something with a mountain. Same katha all the time. If we're not careful, a person could make a mistake that is dealt with in Ramcharitamanas, in Balkan, in a very early part. In order to understand what we do as Sanatanis, you have to understand why read from the Ramayana. Why? I was listening to Starboy, Vikash, with your, how you call it, TikTok thing. Firstly, I want to compliment you on that. From my best knowledge, are subject to correction, in the country, in the Caribbean, you are the only group that is highlighting your temple in that way. And I kudos for that. Keep it up. The only thing, show the temple in between with your wonderful atmosphere and murti. Show them what you have. But good job. I was watching TikTok and I saw him do an interview and they were talking about the practice of reading Ramcharitmanas and the logic behind this yagya. But the problem with today, children look at the Ramayana as a story. Maybe we are affected by the television and all the different interpretations, but they don't venture to read it. Tonight, let's begin with one doha. I'm reading from Balkan Ramcharitmanas this is doha 5. As we build the idea of Ramayana, consider what I'm saying. There are many things in this Ramayana that we don't know about. For example, if I ask you, you know, we have a picture of Kali Mata, and this is just preempting tomorrow night's discourse, where Kali Mata is standing on Lord Shiva's chest. I have gone Yagya, I have read Bhagavad, I have read all type of texts. Right now throughout the country, people are reading the Saptashati Path, which comes from Markandeya Purana. But I've never heard how, where does that come from? Where did that form and why on Lord Shiva's chest? I've heard something, Baba, but not the close definition and explanation. If I tell you here tonight in Triveni Mandir that comes from Ramayana, this is why you can't find it in Puranic reading. Tomorrow night we'll touch on that. In our Dharma, Sita Mata is very, very in the shadows. Think about what I'm saying. She's the goddess. But what is the benefit of doing Sita Mata's puja? Baba did wonderful prayer with the parivar of Sri Rama Nibedi. But if I ask a child, they will say, well, I have to pass SEA, I'll do Saraswati puja. The business is going dry, I'll do Lakshmi puja. What is the benefit of doing Sita Mata's puja? How to worship Sita? And then the question comes, Saturday we're celebrating Ram Navami. I know how to prepare for Krishna Janam. He's born 12 o'clock in the night. Sri Ram is born on a Monday midday. The details that are around his birth, they do exist. But if we don't talk about it, children will miss it. And they will think Ram Navami is only rocking a hammock. And the parsad, the different things to offer, and the blessings that you could get, you lose the merit or the punyam of this prayer. In these 3 nights, we'll try to elucidate as much as we could, in keeping with time as we could. Tonight, in the very beginning of Ramayana, this is where we begin. A good man, Mahadev Baba is talking, a good man is biased to good things. But in this world, in this creation, vile people are prone to vile things, unrighteous things. How do you know the godly person? The person who could discern or discriminate between the words here, nectar and poison. In this life, as he goes on to the Chaupai, there are many things that have been created to give the person an affinity to vices, and then there are some people that will be in a wicked scenario and they will maintain their identity. That person is a virtuous person. Asabhibhek jab deen bhibhati तव तेज दोष नुहि मुनि रथा कल सुभाग काम बरियाई भेलहु प्रकृति वास चंद भलाई. When the natural or the prakriti or the devi gives the person, as we go on to Doha 6, the ability to sift, to cipher, just as the swan could separate milk from water. A person who has the ability to discern, to take the good and to leave the bad, know that that person is a bhakt. Know that that person is righteous and is on the right path. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. In order to gain discernment, to gain indiscrimination, the ability, you have to know good from. Eh? Oh, okay. Omapati Mahadeva ki jai. Have a little mic problem. Let me do a little chant and coming back now.
राम 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 जय राम 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 जय राम 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 जय राम 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 जय राम 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 दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दस मुख मर्दन राम राम राम
दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम
दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दस मुख मर्दन राम राम राम
दशरथ नंदन राम 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 दशमुख मर्दन राम राम राम
पशुपति रंजन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम 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 पशुपति नंदन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम 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 पशुपति रंजन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम राम राम
पशुपति नंदन राम 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 पाप विमोचन राम राम राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
अनाथ रक्षक राम 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 आपद बंधव राम राम राम
अनाथ रक्षक राम राम राम
बंधव राम 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 अनाथ रक्षक राम 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 आपद बंधव राम राम राम
अनाथ रक्षक राम 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 आपद तब राम राम राम
मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम
मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम
मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम
मैथिली नंदन राम 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 मारुति वंदित राम राम राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
राम राम राम राम राम जय राम 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 राम
श्री राम जय जय राम बोलो श्री राम जय
Mahadeva ki jai. If we do not have the knowledge about our text, about our dharma, the person is left to follow, to put it in simple language, my mother used to do it this way. So I know how to do that. Good. But then in Kali Yuga, this is the problem. If somebody says Sanatana is Hindu, it's Navratri time, everybody, I'm sure Baba is very busy doing puja, and I've gone to home. I see when you're offering in Trinidad, for those of you viewing, in Trinidad we have Lapsi and Sohari. Good. You're the Hindu. You are offering it to your God and you're saying your prayers. And all a child will come and ask you, Tanti, I see inside the Lapsi and Sohari, for example, you put a clove. Where you put that for? Me and no Baba. The Naumia tell me to put it, the Pandit tell me to put it, my mother-in-law tell me to put it. But I have no idea why. Knowledge. This is why in Gita he says, it is good to follow. Somebody says, I'm a Hindu and I'm following in the footsteps of my father, my Guruji guide me to do it, so good, very good, that good. But better than that is to know why you're doing it. And that is where you start to talk about Gyan, Sankhya, Yoga, using a method of knowledge so that when you sit down to do your puja, or you're having your moment reading your text, or you're in the taxi, or wherever you are, and you happen to talk to your God, you could say, you know what, dear Lord, I'm offering flowers that have a sweet scent. Karma, for example, says, how I give is so I'll get. So I'm giving you sweet stuff. Bless me with sweet times, please. Bless me with healthy times, peaceful times, happy times. But if you don't know why you are putting the flowers, what is the conversation like? Tonight, allow me, if this is the first time you are hearing about this text, in this Yagna, we have mastered Ramcharitamanas, we know it. But there's so much more. Allow me to read tonight for you from parts of the Anand Ramayana. It is penned by Valmiki, but it is focused now on parts of Ramayana that have been left out of the Tulsidas Ramayana. And by the end of our discourse, you will understand why they are different and where it came from. Let's join together as Parvati Mata is asking Lord Shiva for some information. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Myati Harisha Sanjatasya Vijayate Pravakshami Tam Charitam Charitam Raghunath Vansh Shatasho Koti Yati Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Mother wants to know, how did Sri Ram marry his brothers? Did he oversee it? Tell me about his sons. Tell me about his granddaughter. What happened when he became king after he destroys Ravan? Tell me what went on. Tell me all of this, O Ishwar. Lord Shiva says, Goddess, Devi, this question that you are asking is bringing so much joy to me to rehash all of these great histories, these different strings of memories. You are filling my heart with joy. All of this started because of Valmiki. In earlier times, Valmiki was the one who starts the poetry that revels the Katha, that brings back the story of Ram. Do you wish to hear this, Devi? Mother says, yes, I want to hear how it began. He says at one point, Valmiki was with his disciple Bharadwaj. When we are doing the Visarjan for the Ramayana, you will hear the name Bharadwaj. When you are reading Ayodhya Khan, Ramcharitra-manas, it is that same Valmiki who meets Sri Ram. And he tells him where to go and live with Sita Devi. When they now enter into the forest, same people. They went, Guru and Shishya went, and they had a bath, and they have their kush grass in their hand, and they're coming out of the river. And in this critical moment in Valmiki's life, coming out of the water, there were two birds singing and joyously looking at each other in love, female and male, singing, squealing, flying and coming back to each other. And he was watching and admiring how God makes his creation, how perfect, the synergy, the definition, how powerful God is. Look how two beautiful birds are singing for one another and they understand each other. In the moment, O Devi, a hunter came and shot the male bird. And within the heart of Valmiki, he says, this is the greatest sin. And he is about to pronounce a curse. Let's hear what Valmiki says to this person. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Nishadarudati Kaunchit Midam Vachana Vrataye Ati Manavesha Nisharyati Tapar Vamyati Shataye Sama Yadayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah. He says, O hunter, O Nishad, for killing this bird that was full with love, passion for its counterpart, you will never find grace in this life. How you do is so you get, and no matter how long you live, grace, goodness, good luck will never come. But as the words flew out of his mouth, Valmiki was shocked because it rhymed. It had a measurement. When we are doing stotra, when you're hearing prayer, like what we will do on Saturday, there's a meter in which prayer is said. Fancy language that says the way the chaupai is written, the way the doha is written, the way the chand is written is different. It is sung, it is repeated, it is recited, and in this case, it was written in a different length, a different meter. Realizing that this was Anushtak meter, type of meter. The measurement, he says, but how somebody sinful like me do this? I have no training. Where did these words come from? I remember the blessing that I got allowed me to transform. Sometimes people think Valmiki, these people who write these great texts that you and I are, these people are great souls, but their story didn't start so. Tonight, this person is within himself being honest, and he says, I know I don't have the ability to do this. How did these words come from? Me. He speaks to Bharadwaj and he says, what influence came over me to say this poetry? And then I said these words to this hunter, I pronounced a curse on him, and now he's going to suffer. Going like this, Valmiki sat down with Bharadwaj and they were talking about grace and disgrace. And in the heart and the mind of Valmiki, it bothered him. How could this happen? How could I pronounce a curse on somebody? Brahma, knowing what was going on, appears there. And he tells him, all of this is by the will of Prakriti, the Devi. Do you know that that tongue of yours was acting under the influence of Vidya Mata, Saraswati Mata? And when this Leela of this bird was playing out in front of you, it was your moment to activate the bhakti, the devotion inside of you. It is now time for you to raise up. It is now time not only for your benefit, O Valmiki, but the writings that you are about to give, the teachings that you are about to give long after you leave this earth, your name will resonate. You will be the cause of sinful people becoming saintly. You are talking about that hunter becoming disgraced because of your words, meaning falling from grace. Today I am going to tell you that you will bring grace to the people that have no grace. That when your work is studied, listened to, passed on, recited, imagine somebody, simple language children, somebody asks you when you went to temple tonight, what you learn? And you receive, well, the Baba talks something about Ramayana. And you remember a little iota. Valmiki, your work will bring everlasting, never-ending upliftment to people. What you think is disgrace has actually turned out in that Nishad, in that hunter's case, to be grace. You are watching this totally wrong. You are the most highly intelligent person, and because of this, you are the person to narrate the katha that was once given to you from Narad Muni. What was recited to you, what was told to you, what was explained to you, what you lived, the katha of Ram will come from you. And wherever it is recited, rivers, mountains, wherever, there is no place that is considered unfit. There is no person who could listen to Ramayana. There are people who will say women can't do this, and caste, and creed, and culture, gender even, transgender even. But Sri Ram is the person who explains the benefit, the benediction of everybody, everything. If a dog happens to walk into the Yagyashala, allow the dog to listen. In other words, there is no person dear and near. In Garud Puran, Prit Manjali, in the house of Yamraj, there is no favoritism. You and I put titles for each other. We think the Baba up here and the other person down here. To be quite clear. In the house of Yamraj, it doesn't have that. He says the only currency who have more and who have less is your good and your bad deeds. So the person who practices bhakti, there are different forms of bhakti. Shravanam, listening, is one example. So we are here in the mandir, but it have people looking on at television home. And they are getting blessing by listening. Darshanam is that type where you are looking at the prayer. Your family have prayers, sadhu, are going up the road to see the prayer. So long, our elders used to sit in the front row when Bhagavad going on to watch Baba do the prayer. And by doing it, they get the blessing as if they did the prayer. Bhakti. In this way, get ready and start to teach all. Teach all your disciples. Teach all of them the value of this Ram Katha. And by doing it, people will love and learn about Ram. Lord Shiva says, oh Goddess, in this way, Valmiki sat down and he started to compose verse after verse, slok after slok. In his time, in his language, it would have been Sanskrit. So the phrasing, the meter is different to what we know about in the Avadi of Sri Ramcharitamanas. Sitting in that ashram, he influences everybody that comes to listen. Listening to this, all the devatas come to listen, and they shower flowers upon the ashram of Valmiki as he is giving all the discourses of Ram. Because of this epic Ram, people go from a low point in their life to a higher point. Prem Sabolosya Pati Ramachandra ki Jai. And it brings us to that point. If somebody says, why do you chant Ramayana? Why are you reading Ramayana? Why are you listening to Ramayana? If we get into, there's one version of Ramayana called Adhyatma Ramayana. In that Ramayana, it says, if a person has a desire, you listen, I have a sickly child. I have a child that is differently able. I believe today is Autism Day worldwide. I have a child who is different. I have a child who is not listening the teenager years. Everybody is man and woman. What to do? As a Sanatanist, the person reads from Balkan on a Monday. If a person is having marital problems, read Ayodhya Khan. In Tulsidas Ramayana, to the back, in some versions, there is a mal, where the person comes across and comes down, and you get syllable to syllable. You check 16 syllables, and you will form the answer to your question. We do it with Gita. When you ask the question, you say a prayer, and you open the book and you read the slok. Ramayana is really a tool that is supposed to use to help a person cross this life of from time you're born to the time you die, troubles, tests. It is supposed to be used to help. And in these times, all of them, the devatas, saints, sages, the different Gandharvas, Yaksh, all of them would come to hear. And at times, they got into heated discussion of who will get to keep the Ramayana. Because now they want to keep it for themselves. As he wrote the different verses in praise of Sri Ram, who gets to keep the body of Ram. Did you see somebody tote the Ramayana on the head? The body of Ram. So we arti his body. But I want to keep it, Baba. If I keep it, it is as if Sri Ram is living in my home. So, in the ashram of Valmiki, very early in the story of Ramayana, an argument broke out between the devatas. The devatas want to keep Ramayana. Whoever hears the Ramayana, they will get to ascend. Then the Nagas want to keep it for Patalok, for their people to be more powerful. And then somebody is saying, leave it on earth where the most sinful people are. Where will Ramayana remain? Mahadev Baba says, when this type of argument started, I had to intervene. I appeared in front of Valmiki for their benefit to stop the argument. This, when Ramayana is being chanted, this is not the place for gossip. This is not the place for argument. If the person listening, remember where we started, how do you know sinful from saintly? Sometimes judge yourself. Look at what you are thinking. If the person is in the company of goodness and good things, and they are not focused, it is a message to you, I could improve. I spoke about TikTok. I love to go on the phone. I'm guilty just like them, children. But there's a time to put down the phone. There's a time for priority. There's a time for, for this, and there's a time for that. There's a time to pray, and there's a time to play. However, depending on your karma, some people get that line a little blurred. I don't know if satsang in the temple is to play on the phone, for example, or to pay attention to pray. Lord Shiva says, he says the rules in Shlok 8, I'm reading from Yatrakan Sagar 2 of Anand Ramayana. He says, these places have to be calm. Discussions can be had. A question can be asked in a Ramayana Yagna. Guruji, I don't understand this. Guruji, please explain this to me. That's fine. That's not disrespectful. But how you think, how you carry yourself must be in a sattvic manner. He says, oh devatas, this is not becoming the same thing you are fighting for. Your behavior is deviating from that. Let us go to Lord Vishnu and ask for his solution to this problem. with all the hundreds of thousands of verses that have been written for Ram's grace, let us go and ask Mahavishnu for his decision how to keep Ramayana. Let's hear what happens in this verse. Everybody help me sing a little bit. Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho, Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho.
Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho, Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho.
Sita Rama bina koi apna nahi,
Sita
Rama bina koi apna nahi, Radhe Shama bina sukh sapna nahi.
Radhe Shama bina sukh sapna nahi.
Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho, Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho.
Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho, Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho.
Kritva Gita Vedya He Vishnu Swargaye Prachit Mamatar Vishnu Kim Yar Vyakshami Dvijaye Hridayam Vartikye Sarva Deviye Katim Sita Rama kaho
Radhe Shama kaho, Sita Rama kaho, Radhe Shama kaho.
Sita Rama kaho
Radhe Shama kaho.
Reaching where the Milky Ocean is, Mahavishnu awoke to receive me and all the devatas. He smiled at us and he says, what is the prayer, what is the purpose of this visit? Mahadev Baba says, a quarrel over your name, over your form, over your book has arisen. And we need you to play the part of peacemaker. Bring a solution. Listening to them, he says the only way is to share Ramayana for everybody. Everybody is equal. There will be none that is dear. There will be none that is near. There will be none that will be more favored. Let the name Ram, just as when that Ram Janam was running, whilst he walked upon the earth, he looked upon everybody. In Kriti Basi Ramayana, there's a discourse where a squirrel is vexed with Hanuman Baba when they were building the bridge, because only big, strong people could contribute to this bridge. But my little hand, Sri Ram, want to help, please allow me. Sri Vishnu says, if in life he accepted everybody, why not now? And he says, separate, O Shiva, you hold 1/3 of Ramayana, and go to Kashi. Let 1/3 go with Lakshmi to heaven. Let 1/3 be with Sheshnag in Patal. And let the name of Ram bring betterment, benediction, wherever it is resonated. Shiva, I put you in charge of 2 syllables of the first chanting of Ramayana. Rama. Have you ever gone to a bandara and see them write Ram on the dirt, on the mud? Of all the names, of all the God. Why? It has to do with this. Where the name is written, certain powers, certain strength come there. But as a Hindu, if we are not careful and we don't know what we are doing, we could be doing things and we wouldn't know why. A yagya is a sacrifice where puja is done, but learning has to happen. Let me ask you this, just a little tidbit question. Everybody went yag, everybody take part in yag already. Jai Vishnu. I see that is put flag outside, 2 by the main entrance and maybe up the street going. Only in this section you will hear that all the workers of Sri Ram, Sugriv, Jamwant, Hanuman, those flags represent the emissaries of Ram. Where the yagya is going to be read, stand and Protect the person coming. Bless the place. Don't allow anybody to die, get sick, or in any way get lost. Some people use it like a GPS. I've seen flags, are following it, I go find the temple. But the Hindu understands, for example, the flag that is on top the temple, above, that's Hanuman Baba. In Ramayana, it says there's a discourse that explains why we make the Hanuman flag a little taller. We do it, Baba, but I don't know why. Lord Shiva says, wherever your Ramayana, your body of Ram is going, go. But make sure people benefit from his discourse. Make sure that people grow, just as how I love him when I'm in that name, Rameshwar. Know that people have to gain that knowledge. That sinful people sometimes get it in their head, I know it all. I reach. But oh Lakshmi, as Lord Shiva is talking to her, if you give your grace to your children, whenever they listen to the discourse of Ram, they will always find some tidbit, something I didn't know. I don't remember this. I never hear that. And the person is growing in Ram. It is as if, oh Lakshmi, let a diya be lit in the person's chest. And every time they get the energy of Sri Ram, every time they touch the book, every time they touch his murti, every time they touch the earth, and a little energy, let's say electrical energy, the diya is going to glow a little brighter. If somebody asks you here tonight, Auntie, I see you was bowing to the Khalsa, I see it bowing by the Tulsi, I see you bow to the earth, I see you bow by so and so, I see you bow by the book. Why it is bow? Remember, as a Hindu, we believe in energy Shakti. And the person, like electrical energy, that is why all the Tariya is metal, the Lota is metal, it conducts electrical energy. I am making contact, to pull the power. Come, you, if this mic, for example, is the Murti and this is God, give me a little bit of your Shakti. Help me to be a better person. Help me to be brighter, lighter, and find more grace in this life. So we touch. We do those things. When the opportunity to get the diya and you take the heat, same thing. Mahadev says, Mother, wherever you exist, allow your children to grow in Ramayana. When the Ramayana went upon the earth, it is said that from those different verses, the power sat in the land, it sat in the different element, the tattva that people use to build a body. A mother and a father use that energy. And Lord Shiva saw where 4 verses remained. And he says, when they finished build the entire creation, what to do with these extra verses? How could it contribute? How could it contribute to people's benefit? If you've never heard this verse, please listen. He says we are going to use it when Vishnu Baba is going to come as Krishna Bhagwan. I'm reading Yatrakan. This is verse 49. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Purana Parama Devata Chatushloka Srimad Bhagavata Vishnuye is the person who says, use the power of those 4 remaining verses and allow it to remain when Lord Vishnu takes the form of Yasmuni. He will come to write when the earth is becoming more and more polluted with karma, negative karma. He will come to write things like Mahabharata. Different texts, different Purans will come from him in that form called Ved Vyas. When he comes in that form, when he takes the form of Krishna avatar, he will use those 4 verses to elucidate something called Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. That text will become empowered by virtue of this portion of Ram, or Ram's body will be used in that way. When the creative powers of making land, earth, trees, life, different forms, all spring from him. In this way, even this savior, this tool that is used to remove karma, when Krishna comes in Kali Yuga, Bhagavat is paramount. It is because of the verses of Ram. The person who knows this information gains the benediction and the blessings, not only Devi of Mahavishnu, but also myself. That when a person has some instability in their life, sometimes people do not understand the correlation between the writings of Ramayana and the health problems they may be facing. For example, consider what we're saying here. If we take our text of Ramayana and we translate it into the energy that is used to create you and I, when there's an imbalance, for example, we are taught in a funeral that when we rest down the body the 3rd time, we are asking Durga Mata, please come out. Durga Mata, please, life has left the body, allow the person to do Antishti Sanskar. She's coming out there because she's the 3rd, how you call them, element, Tattva. She's in charge of the fire element. If I ask you here tonight, Durga Mata living inside of you? Yeah, no problem, Babs, I hear so. You have a fire living inside of you? Baba, you know about that? But then, if we are practical, when we don't eat on time, how you just know you're hungry? Stomach start to burn. When time to sleep, the eye just start to burn. In different ways, in Devi Bhagavat, Mother says, and this is just an example, Mother says, I will nudge you. I will show you when it is time to do things. So in the example, babe, stop working, go and eat some food. Babe, you want to watch TV tonight? I feel you're sleepy. Go and sleep. In a different way, when you want to use the washroom, the burning in the body, go, move. If it is your body, if it wasn't for that sensation, some people may not reach to the washroom in time because they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know when it's time to eat, when to stop work, etc. Truthfully, without the goddess, we would be helpless. However, as karma would dictate, sometimes in the body, there's an imbalance. People get acid reflux, people get insomnia, sleep I want to come, they have toilet problems, people have kidney problems, different things happen. And what Lord Shiva is saying here, when the person reads the particular part of Ramayana, when you study Ram, this text could bring healing by bringing the balance back into your body so that you could help yourself. But the person has to have the knowledge of Ramayana. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Goddess, in this way, Ramayana became something that would remove sin, that would remove punishment, that would remove darkness. Darkness in the form of pain, in the form of ignorance. When people listen to this Ram's Katha, when people would recite the Katha, when somebody says we have in Yagna in the temple, yo, come, the person who just relayed the message, the Neuta, that person gets the blessing by allowing you to listen to the Ram, to the Ramayana. It have Ramayana going on TV, all listen. That person gets the blessing because they are sharing what? The word, the body of Sri Ram. This is the value of the book. Imagine I could just invite you and I'm going to get a blessing. I could just come and sit down and watch the prayers. Me I do the prayers yet. but are getting the blessing as if I did the prayer. That's the power of your Ramayana. Devi wanted to know more. If this is the value, if this is the greatness of this, tell me please more about this Ramayana. Where did it start? He says, Vyas Muni sat down and fragments of Ramayana was scattered here and scattered there. This is something I just want to touch on. Tonight I'm reading from Anand Ramayana. I've touched on Tulsidas Ramayana. But for the typical Hindu in Trinidad, for people viewing in different parts of the world, they would know it different. In Kritibasi Ramayana is from Gujarat. They don't speak Hindi. In Odissi, in the different Tamil, in the different district of India, there's a different Ramayana. There's Vashish Ramayana, there's Mantra Ramayana, there's a Ramayana written by Our Lady, Sita Ramayana, you call it. Adabhut Ramayana, and we're going to touch on that tomorrow night. For the person who believes in Mother, for the lady who likes to pray to the goddess, for the person who believes in Kali Mata, we'll talk about that tomorrow night. How come we have different Ramayana? Why do we have Tulsidas Ramayana in Trinidad? From the Bihar area where we traditionally, predominantly came to the West Indies, that is the Ramayana. The Awadhi language was popular in that place. It doesn't mean it is the only one. Tulsidas reads Valmiki Ramayana and he puts it in his language for ease, for people to understand in his district. In this Ramayana, it comes after, many long years after Valmiki. Valmiki is there before. Lord Shiva says, as Valmiki met all his different shishya, he taught all of them different aspects of Ramayana. For this reason, as they separated from Guruji in the Gurukul, when they went back to their different regions of India, they propagated in their language different type or different versions of the Ramayana. In this Yagna, having done this introduction, this is just our introduction, having done this introduction to understand your Ramayana, the root of the Ramayana, how is it we am hearing different names? If you have to learn about your Ramayana, as you get into your Ramayana, you want to know more. You want to learn. You want to ask questions. So if a person asks a question about Ramayana, it isn't a bad thing. It tells the teacher the person is interested. But if the person locks up themselves and thinks that I know it all, I could sing Ramayana, but you don't understand a virtue in the book, it don't make sense. We could sing here whole night and the person hears Shri Guru Charana Saroja and all the nice tunes we grew up with. But you don't know the message of Ramayana, you lost it. Prem Sabaloma Pati Mahadeva Ki Jai. We enter into Sarakan of same Anand Ramayana, where Devi's question is about to be answered. And for us, we're going to learn. In all your bhajan, when these children singing, have you ever heard Raghukula read Sada in bhajan, Ram Similo, Siya Ram Similo, Prabhu Rama Ayodhya? You hear different things about his family. Raghukul. Who is his father? Who is his genealogy? Their katha where Sita Mata went and offered the pinda for Raja Dasrath. That is why your tulsi plant is growing in the drain till today. They have a wonderful discourse with that, with Sita Mata. Parvati Mata is the person says, I feel like I haven't heard enough. Could you full, in today's world, children, they will call it gap analysis, where we have we're missing some information. And I feel I want to know more about my Ramayana. For these children who have been studying Ramcharitramanas, allow me tonight to read for you where, if we want to hear about Sri Ram's birth, he's going to born Saturday. Well, Parvati Mata has to hear about Raja Dasrath and Kaushalya first. We enter into this discourse where they are not married yet. They are going to get married, but the trouble starts for this mother and father. How old is Raja Dasrath when he is going to get married? 30 years old. His father, Aj, and Indumati, his mother, they have already died. He's an orphan, and he was raised by Vashish Muni. This information is in Anand Ramayana and Adabhut Ramayana. But Parvati Mata wants to know, where is the source of this Ram Janam? You are going to celebrate Ram Navami. I want to understand where it comes from. If the child is shining, it shines because of the mother and father karma. When the daddy sees the baby's eyes in the hospital room, daddy gets blessings. His soul is given different type of darshan. When you get the girl child, and the girl child is of the right attitude, merit, and he gives her in Kanyadan, it says that is the greatest gift that a daddy could give. So this child is correlated to the blessings or the grace, as we keep using this word. They have a function to lift or to drop daddy and mommy's soul. For the parent, it puts you in a precarious situation because you're telling them my soul is going to be affected by that person's actions. So we endeavor to make sure you train them properly. Patience, obedience, straightforwardness, different traits. So that when they get into adult, they get into life, and they do good when they win, your soul is winning. For this reason, Parvati Mata asked, tell me about the parents. Tell me about the family. Let's enter into this discourse as we jump in at verse slok 28 in the first saga. Pray, borrow a mic now so you could sing with me. And raise the chorus mic in this a little bit. Please, thank you. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
जय बोले बाबा जब शरणम
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
बोले बाबा जब शरणम
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
जय सांब सदा शिव जब शरणम
Yasya Namyanti Ye Grihan Dasarata Dasarata Ye Vishnu Sathayena Ye Yati Vairajata He Ye Tvitati.
बोले बाबा जब शरणम बोले बाबा जब शरणम जय बोले बाबा जब शरणम
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam.
जय सांब सदा शिव जब शरणम जय सांब सदा शिव जब शरणम
Keep playing with me while we're going on. For the person who wants to understand Sri Ram, Mahavishnu in Vaikunt descends as the Surya, the sun, the solar dynasty, and he comes birth after birth. Different sons are being born, generation after generation. Who is Sri Ram? Sri Ram is 61 generations in that solar lineage away from Godhead Vishnu coming down the road. He is a member of the solar dynasty. For 61 generations, there has been a king in that lineage, keeping up the family's code of conduct, maintaining the city of Kaushola or Ayodhya. They have sat on that throne for all these years, looking after people, maintaining the rights of Kshatri. In that family, there are great people. Dilip is his grandfather. Raghu is Dilip's son. That is the Aja of Sri Ram. From Raghu comes Aj. Aj is Raja Dasrat's daddy. And all of them have passed away. Ayodhyaye stinyate Desha Shikal Sholyatam Rajaye Mahapunyate Kaushalaye Nripatitam Jaya
भोले बाबा जब शरणम जय भोले बाबा जब शरणम
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam.
जय बोले बाबा जब शरणम
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
जय सांब सदा शिव जब शरणम
Raja Dasrat was very focused on building and maintaining this crown, this kingdom. After all these families, how could he be the one to allow it to disintegrate? At different time he's tested. At different time people attack the city. And in his youth, he is very powerful. He is called Dasrat, the one who has the power of 10 of them. 10 men are fighting when he's fighting. He has gained all the weapons, all the armory, everything. His treasury is rich, full. The granary is full. The city is flourishing. People are happy. And his foster father, his guide, his guru, Vashish Muni, who stands like this older head from a young age when he became young king. When he became an orphan, Vashish Muni always gave him guidance. This is what to do. This is how to pray. This is how to build. This is how to get. He says, "O Rajan, O son, you are now 30 years old. You are now mature. It is time for you to build the next generation for this city. Do this city the favor of accepting a bride, of building a family, entering into this ashram called Grihasti. We need you to do that. It is time for you to go that way. Never, never arguing with Guruji and / father. Raja Dasrat word is sent that he is looking for somebody. Let's hear what happens. Lambhaye kaushilya Dasarat nipati ye yatu Kritva vidva ye yatischa Tada dasarataya piyatam Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharana
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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharana
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharana
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Vashish Muni sent Nevta. You and I, we still do this. When we sell the well in today's world, we put it in the card. The little yellow rice that we ask Ganesh Baba, please sit. That rice, yellow now because we ask Ganesh Baba to sit there. Bless the person who is going to bring the rice to the wedding to sprinkle it on our children. They're getting married. He sent gifts, just like when the boy and the girl getting married, they send oil and different things traditionally to the other side. Gifts was dispatched. Go and find the fitting princess. Find somebody who has the right training, the right demeanor, the right education, the ability to stand with this lion of a man. Find somebody who is equally strong to stand with him, to bring forward lions to hold this throne. With that description, all of them went. Raja Dashrath, being a young man, he is relaxing on a lake at one point, on the Suryo River, that is very popular in that city. But sometimes trouble doesn't give you a warning. In the same way, Raja Dashrath, he has conquered everybody. He is so strong. Have you ever done Shani Puja? Have you ever done with your Baba Shani Puja? And there's a prayer that Dashrath chants for Shani Dev. Dashrath is the person who charms all of them, all the devatas, he beats everybody. But that prayer, that episode where he wins Shani Dev is not contained in Ramcharitmanas. That is the discourse that explains why of all the years, imagine if I ask you, well, how come in Ayodhya and Ramcharitmanas, of all the years that Kaikeyi could have asked Dashrath for, why 14 years? Why she didn't say 15? Why not 24? Why not forever? It is said that when Raja Dashrath got married, the answer for the question, when he gets married now to the 3 girls, he is buffed by Vashish, go and start your family. And he abandons the city of Ayodhya. He neglects the city. People are crying, people are hungry, no water. And for 14 years, he went for Suhagan, for honeymoon night. And he left the city to cry. All the people that he was protecting now cried on him. That just as we suffer for 14 years, O king, you will burn. The throat will crack with this thirst for 14 years. The one thing that you treasure more for that period of time, you will experience this drought 10 times fold. Never calling death on him. That's a different discourse. But his marriage has a link to what we know in Ramayana. While she's on the river, there's a conversation at a distant place where Ravan is talking to Brahma. And Ravan, a young man, no children, no wife, none of these things yet. He's young. He says, "Oh Brahma, at whose hands is my death destined to happen? Who is going to kill me, not cause my death?" There's a difference. Tomorrow night you'll hear about that. Who is going to literally bring an end to me? Who have that power? I can't see that person right now. I have Shanidev tied in my dungeon. I beat at a whim. I could go and beat Indra now for you. I could do anybody anything. I am so powerful. Who could you create that could kill me? And Brahma, without a second thought, he says, "There's a son coming." You are correct. The person, the warrior that is going to destroy you, he isn't born yet, but he's coming. There's a girl by the name of Kaushalya. She will become the queen of Raja Dasrath, your enemy Dasrath. He is going to be the father of the son that will destroy you. He will take your life. There is no doubt about this. When Ravan hears this, he says, "What? Dasrath, that small king, for my simple language, of the road, that little puny person, how could he bring, what is so special about that boy that could destroy me? Do you know who I am?" Let's hear what happens in this verse as Ravan tells him, "I will change fate itself." Pahi pahi, pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati Nanda gajanana.
Pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati Nanda gajanana.
Ekadanta gajanana,
Ekadanta gajanana,
Ekadanta gajanana,
Ekadanta gajanana,
Anekadantam gajanana,
Anekadantam gajanana.
Pahi 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 pahi,
Pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati Nanda gajanana.
Ravana Dasarata Jivana Yadbhut Sundarayena Bhajyate Nijaparayena Neka Surapura Yudhayena Tadayatam.
Pahi pahi gajanana, Parvati Nanda gajanana. Pahi
Parvati Nanda Gajanana. Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. He says, "Oh Brahma, I will show you. If they don't get married, if they are not alive to make a child, how will the enemy be born? Why wait?" Jumps on the pushpak, the flying vehicle we hear about, stolen from Kubir. And he flies quickly where Dasrath is lying on that boat on the Surya River, and he shoots weapons, attacking that boat, blows the boat open. But by the hand of fate, Dasrath is floating unconscious away in the currents of the Ganga, from Surya to Ganga. On the other hand, Ravan left that place now thinking Dasrath is dead. He goes to the city where Kaushalya's father is roaming. And in that place, he goes and he picks up Kaushalya kidnaps her from the room and he puts her into a box. This box, he gives it to a demon by the name of Timi Gala. In the form of a fish, he says, swallow this box. Take this prisoner and house her one side. Do not allow no male, no female. And if she should happen to die in your care, that's okay. Let's hear what happens when the fish goes at a distance. Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Geetam Ye Tapiye Aati, Sangram Riva Ye Aati, Timi Ghala Ye Nath Khandyate, Kangal Ye Tapaye Aati.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Sumantra, the person who takes in Ramcharitramanas, who takes Sri Ram, Sita, Lakshman and drops them off, the Prime Minister, young now, he jumps with all of them on board, all the soldiers, let us go and find Dashrath. And they are going at a distance, looking in the water to see the body. Even if he's dead, we have to get back his body. Sumantra is very loyal. And when they are going, this Timigal, the fish, it so happened went to a little island one side, nobody, uninhabited. But Sumantra realized something, they recognized the demon. And as they are fighting the fish to get to this box that the fish threw up on the shore, Dashrath comes, his body lifeless, washes ashore right there. Let's hear what happens. Karatam mintra ye dvijati, dvipa dvipa mahadvipa, Paita Dashrath Kaushilya, Khandar viva ye aati.
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, 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 Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam, Jai Sam Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam.
Raja Dashrath, regaining his consciousness, opened the box and inside laid a beautiful, unconscious Kaushilya, young, recognizing from the pictures that was sent back and forth between boy side and girl side. There's no picture on the phone now. They would draw, artists would draw, like how today we maintain the Kohobar, that drawing that they have. The first drawing that would be sent would be the depiction, the features, the nose, the eyes, the ears of the person you're going to get married to. He remembered what he saw, and now to get away from the little fight that is happening, to get away from the fish, he jumps into this box and pulls the box closed. Timi Galan, realizing that Sumantra is not giving up, goes back and picks up, gobbles the box, and runs away, heading to that city where Ravan is. In the city of Lanka, Ravan is boasting and telling everybody how great he is, that his grandfather is a great Pandit, but he has become greater than all of them, that he has destroyed the words of Brahma, the creator, all the different destiny, everything that is written, he could control even that. That it was said by the lips of Brahma, my destruction would come from so and so, but I have killed them all. Oh Brahma, I call upon you, manifest here in my city. And he calls on that god to appear. Brahma appears, and hear what Ravan tells him. Vidya Vidya he Mriga he Brahma, Ravan Ravan Kritayate. Karaye Dasharat Kaushilya, Gopi Tammaya ye Ati.
Jaya Bhole Baba Tav Sharanam, 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 Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam.
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tav Sharanam. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. O Parvati, know that this is a sign of sinful people. A person, it ever happened to any gentleman here that you put on a kurta and your guru give you a jap mala around your neck, and because you look like a Baba, Sitaram Babaji, people look at you and they judge in today's world. It is a feature of Kali Yuga. You look at something and it look good. We are taught, after all, even the chandan on the forehead gives a little indication of who the person is. Just to remind you of what you know. When you see the tikka come down like a line and it on the nose bridge and it going back up, what that person don't eat, Babs, that person might be a Vaishnavite, Hare Krishna, local word. That person might eat onion and garlic. Okay. If the person has a big red tikka, who are they praying to? That person may be a Devi or a Shakta or a follower of the Devi. The goddess is the paramount form in their belief system. They believe in the creation story that comes from Devi Bhagavad. Brahma was created, he comes from the navel of Lord Vishnu, and he says, okay, create, but I don't know what a tree look like. I don't know what a planet look like. Ma, help me. And it was Durga who takes a form called Bhuvaneshwari who shows them what to do. For people who follow goddess and goddess worship, that is their belief. The Chandan tells you about that. When the people have Turkey, Turkey is a sign that tells you that person, he is living celibate. No husband, wife, and no vegetarian. This is why when the boy in typical household language, when the bandara finish and sapinda done and all those things close, partner, you are going to be vegetarian forever if that is not your way. Take it off. When you are outside of that method, you don't keep it on. There's a purpose for it. There are prayers for it. And for this reason, on the body, it tells you who the person is, what they believe in, etc. For many people today, we use the kurta and the little japmala in the same way. And you say, you know what, that's a good guy. So, let me use an example for children to understand. I always involved in some kind of seva or some kind of charity drive, something. And there are many people, if I come up to you with my mala and everything, auntie, you could lend the Baba $1, I run short out to pay the taxi. No problem, use my Baba, Krishna Arpan. I'll get blessing. I put on vagrant clothes and I'll catch you by the grocery. Auntie, you could help me buy the. Me like how you looking. You looking like you go buy marijuana with my dollar. However, in most discourses, God comes in tattered clothes. He comes in a dirty form, in an unexpected form to test the person. And we use these physical things to judge. Ravan, in this moment, Shiva tells Parvati, till today we use the prayer. Till today in our Dharma, when you hear about Tandav Stotra, when you hear about different prayers Shivratri night, when you talk about Shringi being used to bathe the lingam, many things come from Ravan. Ravan comes from Brahmin family. He comes from great lineage. His grandfather is a mind-born son of Brahma. Very powerful. But still, the character of this individual is lost. His brother is Kubir. When Kubir went to make friend with Lord Shiva, he says, what does a person do to inherit a brother that will run behind your wife, take your kingdom, dethrone you, and fight you for property? And Mahadev Baba says, even that friend is called karma. Blessed is the person or goddess who could see truth. When a person could discern what is good and bad, when a person could discriminate, it's repeated here. That is the sign that you have drishti, or the goddess is sitting in your eyes, and you don't have to fight what is good company or bad company. You no longer have to buff somebody. Child, you see, that ain't good for you, you know. You see, that way you're doing? The person has the discernment to do what is right and wrong. In this case, listen how somebody who is in my prayer, somebody who is close to me, somebody who is dear to me, how blinded they really are, and their true character is showing. When Brahma appeared, he says, oh Brahma, I, the great king of Lanka, I have proved your words to be false. I am so powerful, I have outranked you now. I have drowned Dashrath, and that young princess Kaushalya, she is hidden in the body of a demoness, never to be seen again. Brahma says, Om Punyam, Om Punyam, Om Punyam. Is this what you're saying? Is it true, oh son? The marriage of that king and that girl, it won't happen? He says, oh fool, you are so close to the divinity and you are still too blinded to see where you are killing and damaging yourself. Your words are false. Know that a Gandharva type marriage. Dashrath and Kaushalya did not do Brahma type wedding. Dashrath marries Kaushalya, he accepts her in that box, inside the belly of the fish, thinking that they were going to die. They get married in that moment as two souls, kindred. In prayer, they prayed together, dear God, save us. Mahadev Baba, save us. Imagine in that time, there's no Sri Ram, there's no Ramayana, there's no Gita, there's no Krishna, there's no Mahabharata. None of those mantras exist. Shiva is the form they go to. And Dashrath holds on to her to give her consolation. And he says, Devi, let us pray to Shiva Baba. And in the belly of that fish, these two got married. And Brahma says, go bring your demoness. And when the demoness brought out the box from her mouth in the city of Lanka, dear Dashrath stood up and Kaushalya stood up. He says they are already married. And in that moment, Ravan grabs his sword ready to destroy them. Let's hear what happens in these last couple of slokas. Hari Om Shiva Om Hari Om Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Bhavayate Vijayati Ramo Ram Janam Ye Drishta Sahasra Kuruvanta Ye Yati Dasharatha Nandana Ye Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah Bhaveshati Ye Ramo Janama Kuruvan Ye Yati Yadhayate Taragridyatam Mastu Ye Pratyartam Narayanaya Krishnaya
Paramatmaya Namo Namah Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Paramatmaya Namo Namah
Paramatmaya
Namo Namah. Brahma says, "Oh Ravan, you haven't learned anything from this exercise. You are still trying. If you destroy them, do you think that sword is going to be capable to stop my words, to stop the hand of fate? Do you still have no respect for destiny? Drag out the sword and see what you could do. Cut them, kill them, do what you want. But you will not stop what is to come. Then what is the point of trying to kill them? In fact, son, rather than cause more karma, rather than indulge in this action that will cause more pain, send them on their way, return them, and change your ways. This is where the enemy is going to come from, but it doesn't mean you cannot change. When a person, although it is written, parabd karma is written, that is the karma you come from your past life, a person can still do praschit karma, a person can still change, a person can still seek kripa, a person can still seek forgiveness or Ravan. And if you act accordingly, if you conduct yourself accordingly, that enemy may not come to you. But if you do not change your direction, it is inevitable, it is going to happen. Feeling very drained, feeling weak as a loser for the first time, he was helpless. He allows Dasrath and Kaushalya to return to that Kaush city, to that country where Ayodhya is the capital. In that place, proper prayer was done, and the father-in-law of Raja Dasrath brings gifts and showers it upon him, properly the king of Magadha. So happy that his child is married, it is allowed to happen. It is said that Raja Dasrath, many times people, if somebody asks, the Putrishti Yagna that we know that is coming on Ram Janam for Sri Ram to born, sometimes we get something little confused there. Have you ever heard about the sister of Sri Ram? Have you ever heard of somebody named Shanta? Ramcharitramana says that he couldn't have children. Valmiki Ramayana says he couldn't have a son. The first child of Dasrath is a girl child, born to Kaushalya. In the very opening chapter of Valmiki Ramayana, Shanta is there, where she gets married to somebody called Shringi Rishi. Shringi Rishi is the person who is coming to do the puja so that they could have Sri Ram being born. He is the person who does the ritual for them. And in order to get him to come, because he did not want to come, they had to tell him, well, we will get you married to Shanta, you have to come to marry the girl. And when he got married to Shanta and he's in the city, there they told him, please do this prayer. Prem Savalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Shiva says to Parvati, blessed is the person who listens to the Leela of the parent of Sri Ram. For the person who wishes to understand his Janam, his Katha, his prayer, his offerings, his Leela, for the person to have a positive impact by listening to the ritual of Ram or Ram's Katha, whosoever should listen to the history of Kaushalya and Dasrath, when in by listening, the blessing, this is the punyam, punyam mean the benefit. The person who has unrest in their home, unrest in the desh or the country, the person who has bickering in their family or in their place of worship, by listening to this tumultuous beginning of Ram Janam, that person will live to see, without any labor, peace coming. The benefit of Ramayana, the blessings of the Shakti, the goddess, we'll hear more about that tomorrow night, will manifest in the person's life in the form that I don't know how me and this neighbor stop quarreling. I don't know how my younger brother come to tell me he's sorry. I don't know what make me or move me to just forget long time argument. I don't know what make that person change the way they speak to me in the job. What causes an abusive husband to stop being abusive? What causes somebody who is taking advantage of somebody to change? What miracle activates in somebody's head to say, you know what, you're not going to be bad from now on? As a Sanatanist, when a person practices bhakti in the form of Shravanam, when you listen to different discourse and you take it, you absorb it, go home, smaranam, practice remembering it, tell somebody what you learn. When it is going on the YouTube and the television, zoom in and sit down and listen. Pay attention to it. Listen, chant it. If you listen to everything I've done here tonight, we have done what you call Sanatan Dharma type of discourse. This is not discourse that is influenced by Western style. In this discourse tonight, be fair, judge me. How much of my opinion did you hear? Baba liked roti and tomatoes, choka. This is my favorite kurta. Mommy, Baba come tonight with me. She sing the drama is the best drama. How much of that off the topic did you hear? When we come to Yagna, I'm spending time. It have people spend money for the prayer to happen. Investment of different things. I could have been home watching the news tonight. But I'm giving my time and my effort. And the words of the Ramayana, this is why I read that first part for you, where Lord Shiva says the verses, when it goes, it will help lift the person. You have trouble, you have difficulty. How does this book translate into a solution? Just by listening to the verses, the words, the teachings of the text. If you go to Yag and you do not get the content of, in this example, Ramayana, why did I go? What did I do? What did I learn? Oh Goddess, the person who is able to listen to this discourse when there are tumultuous time, when there are rough waves in the ocean of their life, God will manifest in the form of peace. Change, so that you can have the peace long term. It doesn't sound nice when you hear children abusing parents. It doesn't sound nice when you hear these practical situations. But the helpless parent, Baba, I want to come in the temple, but me, I want to tell that child, bring me to go vex. God, I don't know if you're listening to me tonight, but Prabhu, in my heart, I wish I could go and see the Yag and collect the parsad in the brown bag and eat the little puja food and listen to the Baba say the mantra and ringy ganti. But afraid to ask, oh God, if I only say anything, they're going to hit me, they're going to vex with me. A very poor example, bad example. But even when you are in that example, when you are hurt and distressed and you're ashamed to say, Baba, this is my trouble, this is my burden. Which lady says, I am beaten, I'm abused, I'm cheated on in my marriage? Which person has advertised that? But in your heart, in the temple here, when Sri Ram is listening, this is where you use your Ramayana. This is the value of the book. It may not be the complicated mantras that Baba is using. It may not be the technical fasting that we might see in the Navratri Vrat. It may not be the Niljal Vrat for Shivratri, for example. But if I listen to my Ramayana, I will be able to see benefit in my life, simple language, if I only knew how. So tonight, as I conclude, this is our first discourse, showing where the Ramayana text is coming from. We hear something about Valmiki, we'll hear more about him tomorrow night. Who is Dasrat, who is Kaushalya, a little bit about them and their start. how early Ravan is warned about this emissary, this enemy, Sri Ram, how much opportunity he could have changed himself, his sons, his grandsons, everybody's lost. Tomorrow night we'll be reading from Adabhut Ramayana. For the person who loves Kali Mata, for the person who is not too clear on Sita Mata's purpose, that beautiful murti you have there in the temple, what is the value of it if you even know what that is go by she for? Think what I'm saying. Hanuman Baba tells Arjun, once your flag, the red flag, flying over your house, the Bouchar, where the gutter in there, I rule over that house. He'd said this in regard to the Bhagavad Gita. Two people hear the Bhagavad Gita for the first time, Arjun and Hanuman. Hanuman is sitting on the flag over the chariot, watch your Gita when you go home. He says, wherever I am, wherever that red flag is, it's protected by me. I know that. So I go and I do Hanuman worship, for example. Ardently I chant Hanuman Chalisa. Nishchaya Prema Pratitite. I sing my Bajrang Ban, my Panchmukh Hanuman Kavach. I have faith in it because I know him. I have the knowledge. But if I don't have the knowledge of the goddess, what I'm going to say to her? What's the mantra? Ask yourself tonight. What is the prayer for Sita Mata? What is the parsad for Sita Mata? I've been listening to Ramayana, I've done so much here, but what it is to go to the goddess who come to protect me. She come on the earth for me, but I still know she porting. What an opportunity I am losing. Let's not be Ravan. Let us use our Yagna, and this little time, 3 nights Yag is nothing, to discuss all that we could discuss. But we have to use the time, so that when we walk away from this mandir gave us an opportunity to better ourselves in the eyes of God. And this is how we'll do it. Prem Sabolo Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Baba, you've done Hawan, right? Good. Time is away. Everybody, put your hands together. The Vidai Geet or the farewell Geet or the Visarjan part for Ramayana, for elders, they know about this. For young people, I just wanted to sing 2 verses. It's just a prayer that it is time to close the book. Prabhu, we want your permission to end before we say mantra and arti and all of that. Katha visarjana ho tu hai, suno veera Hanuman, jo jan se aaya hai, tetah karo pranam. Jai 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 Raja Ram ki Jai Lakshman Balwan. When this is being chanted, the person is saying their final prayer. If you don't know, you say yours. Dear God, home side, we have this problem. Dear God, tonight I get to listen, I learn something, thank you. Jai Kapisha Sugriva ki Jai Anghar Jai Hanuman, Jai Jai Kagab Shunda ki, Jai Girija Umesha Mahesh, Jai Rishi Bhardwaj ki, Jai Tulasi Ava Adesh. Katha Visarjana ho tu hai, Suno Veera Hanuman. Hanumanji, when Ramayana Yagya going on, you are the first to come in the Yagya Shala. And now the night is about to close. Bless each and every devotee as they leave this place with your permission. Bless us to conclude, bless us to close this Ramayana. Don't let it have any negative. We don't want to abruptly close this powerful book without saying thank you for all the blessings. Bless us, Lord, to do it again. Pavana Putra Hanuman ki Jai. Let's all stand as we do a short arati before we conclude. The reason we arati, remember children, we're waving that light, the Lakshmi. 3 times mean it is as if I'm walking around the Ramayana or the Murti of Ram so that I get praschit, I get the blessings. Let's join together with these children on stage as we sing short, maybe 2 verses. And then we'll conclude. Everybody put your hands together. and watch when they're doing the arati.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद
गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद
सुख सनकादि शेष ऋषारद वरनि पवन सुत कीरतिनी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
हरिमल हरिणि विषय रस पी की शुभग श्रृंगार मुक्ति युवती की
कलिमल हरनि विशेष रसती की सब श्रृंगार मोहि
युवती की डलन रोग भव भूरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति कलित ललित सियपी की
श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Together, let's pray. Dear Lord, as I am still learning, I'm like a cup tonight, and I feel like a little bit more get inside my cup. Thank you for that. Prabhu, may you continue to fill me with goodness and good things, because when the tests, when the stress, when the trouble come, that is full up too. Prabhu, I have come in search of goodness and good things. I've come in search of what we're talking about, grace. We started with grace. Take me from no grace to all the grace. By listening to your discourse, it's so easy. Help me then, God. Help me to learn from your discourse how to be better, how to have better, how to keep better in my life, in my family. Thank you for tonight. For all those looking on at home, God bless this mandir and this management for allowing people to view not only here but elsewhere. Wherever a person was able to benefit just by listening to the katha of Sri Ram, may the goodness fall on all those who assisted in cleaning, picking flowers. Little things bring great amount of punyam, benefit, benediction. Prabhu, I thank you for tonight. And as we conclude here at the mandir, as we conclude on the television, as we conclude on the live, dear Lord, bless us to do it again. Together, everybody. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya Dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam, tvameva sarvam. Together, Om Shanti. Everybody, Shanti. Hari Om. Together with all your love. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki. Pauna Putra Numana ki. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki. Satya Sanatan Dharma ki. Syabhara Ramachandra ki. Jai. Jai Jai. Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody. Please have your seat. Before we separate, prasad, meals, arti, panchamrit for everybody, charanamrit, everybody at a personal level, I thank you for your listenership. I hope you learned something and join us tomorrow night as we continue. I invite everybody as we are working towards the Ram Navami. The Ram Navami discourse is not given in Ram Charitramanas, but it is here in Anand Ramayana. To understand that you have to give of yourself in preparation for Saturday. Saturday puja does not start and finish Saturday. It starts from now. So an easy way you can do it, besides listening to the katha, tomorrow bring tulsi leaves to offer, even if you are not using it, to give it in the prayer. Bring flowers as you are coming to Ram's puja. Think what I'm saying. Bring something. Don't come empty-handed. Bring flowers and tulsi and just bring it and put it here for them. And if they use one leaf, one of your flowers, understand what you are contributing towards. There was a time when elders used to have that discipline. We have to bring that back. Help them do their prayers tomorrow. Everybody, I apologize for the little time I've gone over. Tomorrow we're going to be on time. Don't worry. Sitaram, everybody.
Sitaram, everyone. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. You know, Panditji said at the beginning that many of us say, oh gosh, Ramayana again, I hear the same thing over and over again. But I'm sure for all of us who would have come tonight, if you go home saying that, something is seriously wrong. You know, Panditji kept giving, you know, more and more information, and I kept feeling like my mind couldn't absorb it fast enough. Panditji, I have to go and listen to this, you know, listen to this katha again and, you know, take some notes. It was so wonderfully said. The name of Sri Ram is filled with so much bliss and so much joy, and I'm sure we all would have felt it tonight. So I look forward to everyone joining with us tomorrow. I can't wait to hear about the kata of Devi Ma, Sita Man, how she, she is involved in this whole drama of Ramayana. So meals have been very lovingly prepared. Please stay and partake. Prashad is also prepared. Please stay and partake, and I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Bring somebody, and come and let us all share in this wonderful celebration. As Trisha said in the beginning, we have been waiting for the celebration for 5 whole years. It's finally here, so please come and